Dale Carnegie said it so well. Your success depends on your ability to interact effectively with other people. Well, I need to correct the old man. Communication with yourself that will be projected onto every relationship you have is the true pillar of success. Have you noticed you get regular reflections, or would they be reminders about your well-rehearsed scripts in your head? The I'm not good enough, I can't communicate, not smart enough, I can't do the exams, I'm not a people person, I can't sell, I don't deserve it, I don't have enough money, I haven't got enough time. I solve these limitations for people each day. I call them limiting beliefs. You pick them up from the past, and hanging on to them enough, long enough, will become your reality. I didn't know this. Unawareness was running my life. And I thought, I have to resolve it. I knew something was wrong with me. You know, remember Neo in the Matrix? Was looking for that red pill. That red pill, which would open up a new reality. And it didn't work. I was doing everything I could to find that red pill. I had these patterns as I have to work hard. There is not enough. I'm not good enough. And these are driving my life results. I moved 4 countries. I traveled 70 countries to figure out and find the red pill. Started new businesses, done a corporate career, sports career, spiritual, to leave it all behind and to become rich. I've done trading and investment, network marketing, past life regression, hypnosis, meditation, affirmations, personal development, books, seminars, workshops, and it cost me over $100,000, and they haven't changed my life. Not any of these worked for me. And the growing feelings of discontentment and disappointment just been unbearable. I studied the mind for 15 years because I knew something is there for me. I spent, as I said, over $100,000 being on Anthony Robbins events, John DeMartini, T. Harv Eker, Brian Tracy. These are the biggest names. I was gorging as a personal development junkie, yet my life hasn't changed. I was wasting my money and time. 34 years. And I kept promising to my family for 10 years that, it will be better. I will have a new life. And there'll be more quality time and fun. And I've been working on this transformation. They did not believe in me anymore. And that was the most painful. I didn't believe in myself. One morning, 6 years ago, my wife asked me, is it time for us to divorce? That was the most painful day in my life. Losing my 2 children, losing my wife. They were underaged, worked 60, 70 hours a week. I was angry at myself. Why do I have to do this? It's the wrong question, by the way. My son asked me one day, when are you going to play with me? And I came home from work. But that meant immediately I launched myself into my home business. But the home business was to break out of the painful job that I was doing 60, 70 hours a week. And again, that night, I was sleep deprived, exhausted. I almost caused an accident that week while driving at night. I woke up in the emergency lane with a truck the second time. I knew I didn't have much. And when it was time for a connection time with my sons, which were reading bedtime stories, I kept falling asleep. And I allowed them, my children, to slap me in the face. And it became a slapping competition again. And usually then I just collapsed and I fell asleep right there. And I felt I deserved these slaps because I was failing as a man. I was failing as a father. And I was asking myself, how could this happen? I work so hard, I do all the right things, yet I cannot provide a better quality of life. It dawned on me that I had done a full circle. I'm living my dad's life. The dad I hated and I was running away from to Australia, from Europe, to start a new life. Well, it was the same life. The location has shifted. So I said to my wife, I don't know how I got the courage to say this. I don't know who or what needs to happen. If she divorces me, I accept it. But I will never give up. I never give up on the dream. I pictured my tomb inscribed, he has never given up on his vision. And I was ready to live on my own. This was my plan. And I hoped that there is something more for me in life, even without my family. But I realized later, something fundamentally has changed in me. The pressure was so much. Didn't have a choice. Probably I became 100% committed. And I found a mindset specialist, similar like myself. Things started to improve rapidly. He helped me to rebuild within months who I am. So what did I learn? I learned that self-image, identity, we could call it self-worth, determines your results. Bob Proctor used to talk about this. And if you are unaware and you have limiting ideas about the world or about yourself, you will be repeating your old and painful results. Can you believe I'm discovering that 90% of those limiting ideas and beliefs come from childhood? Consider this and do not carry them into your adult life. I was brought up in domestic violence. I didn't know it for another 20 years. But if you don't resolve or let them go, your life eventually spins probably out of control. It will get so painful that life will force you to change and face it because you will have no other options. My story, right? This is when most people reach out to me. You're so lucky because you won't need to go through the decades of struggle, pain, setbacks, and failures, and lost relationships. I can save you money and time because I worked out the formula for rapid belief and identity change. I realized a few years ago that after my transformation, with all that happened to me, I can help others to shortcut their self-worth transformations, not 34 years like me, 6 to 12 months the most. And this brand, the Doctor of Self-Worth, has come from one of my first clients. She said, you're so proficient with the interventions that you do. And you will have access to my resources from this point, should you choose to. I decided to help 1 million people, and you don't need to wait until your life collapses. For most people, it's midlife crisis. They carry them into their adult life. The wake-up call comes. An area of life with 2 collapses, money, relationships, health. Then they need to figure it out themselves. I always have clients between the age of 14 to 21. and I admire your generation. You guys are so switched on. I admit it, I was clueless. I was so immature in my early years. But what really makes the difference to get the results that you deserve is decision, commitment, and the guide mentor. But I can expand on this. You can download a guide through the resources page, doctorofselfworth.com. It's called Get Your Shit Together in 6 Easy Steps. You will find it. So I've worked out a formula to restore your authentic, powerful self, who is lighthearted, playful, fulfilled, and successful, joyful, inviting you from the future now. Because you already know you have infinite possibilities right now. But I'm talking about how to live life on your terms. This is completely missing from your curriculum. My cutting-edge tools will place you in a leadership position, so you get the outcomes you want and deserve. Living authentically, that's why I'm talking about. There are only 5-star reviews available on this brand. Hashtag Doctor of Self-Worth. So my marriage has survived. I couldn't believe it. She stayed with me. After that terrible week 6 years ago, I became an inspiring father. We spent lots of time together traveling around Asia. And last year we traveled to 7 months in Europe while I was doing my business. From my home office, the most beautiful places in Europe, Italy, Spain, Portugal. And I'm present. We are homeschooling our children. I'm teaching them about what's most important in life. And I'm the father I've always wanted to have, which I didn't have. And I've always wanted to be for my boys. So we change this generational trauma. I can't call it anything else. I'm looking at my grandfather and my father. So the Doctor of Self-Worth brand since has been shining a light for thousands of people. And I welcome you in my tribe because you belong to me if you want an authentic life. See you soon.